Alright, we're back. Gonna start a fire for y'all. It's been raining, so you want to get your fire off the ground, basically. And this is basically a bowl of mud. It's been raining for 3 days straight. So basically what I did is I take a log, notch it, alright? I'm going to build my fire in this little area right here. My favorite thing to use is cotton balls. And they serve a dual purpose when you're out in the wilds, or if you ever have an emergency situation. Vaseline is good stuff. It's good for your lips if they happen to be chapped. Good for any other areas that happen to be chapped walking in the wilds. So basically I'll just take this one cotton ball and spread it out a little bit. Like so. I'm just going to place it on my little square. And this is my fire steel. This one's pretty nice. It's got a little striker area on it. I'm not going to use that this time. I'm going to try my Bark River one and see how that works. Not knowing how it's going to react, I am going to wear gloves for this evolution and see how it works. I also prepped some fire sticks, and really easy fuzz sticks, I mean. And I don't make them look pretty because I like to attach them to some big pieces of wood. 1 or 2 notches is really all you need. It's the sharp little edges here that catch on fire. And it's almost like a fuse catching your wood on fire. So I'll get a few of these started, and I'll keep the shavings that are left over. And this will start up my fire no problem, real quick first time. Now remind you, all this wood was found on the ground. It's all dead, and it was soaking wet. It's been rained on for 3 days. And the idea in a survival situation or in a snow situation is getting your fire off the ground and splitting some wood and accessing that dry wood. And I never tried this before. This is on that thumb ramp. I don't know how they expect me to use that. Ooh, okay. Let's see how that works. Okay, that works a little bit better than I thought. Let's get a little bit closer to the fire. Boy, this thing is a little bit more uncontrollable than I'm used to. It really removes a lot. I don't know if I really like that. I'm just going to stick to my normal deal. That's a really sharp backside. Basically you take this, it goes right along the edge, bam, fire started. And you place your wood on top of that. And while we're getting that ready, let's see, I don't know how they expect us to use that. That's kind of weird. My fire still is self-enclosed. I mean, I guess I could do that. I just feel I have more control over this, or maybe I'm just used to using it because it just directs it in a downward position, really convenient. It also locks it up nice. Little tube. Seems to work well. Yeah, so you want to get your fire going. Got myself a little fuzz stick here. Like so. Now your bark is going to retain a lot of that moisture that you don't want. So a lot of times when you are starting your fire, you want to get that bark off because it's basically a sponge for water. Comes right off nicely, and that would give your fire some problems. I don't really find myself that I need to choke up on this if I go back, because the blade is actually at the very end, there's no gap. I find that I can just choke up on the handle itself and create the fuzz sticks very easily, and I'm pretty impressed. Right now I'm going to try getting a big piece off like that. Throw a big piece on there. fire still in there. And everything is soaked. I can feel the moisture on these just by messing with them right now. And here's your fuzz sticks. Now this is wet, you can feel it, but it should still catch even though it is somewhat wet. And if you're always worried about it, watch this. I want to hurry this up with the camera. You can always just throw another cotton ball right on in there, like so. Just place that underneath there. And cotton balls work really well. They really do. Oop, that has, see, that's the bark. And that bark will literally put out your fire if it's covered with moisture like that. See, that wood's soaking wet on the outside, and the sharp edges, you want to face those towards your fire. Here's some nice dry wood right there. And see, that's really wet, so we'll skip on that until the fire gets going better. And there you go. Just some cotton balls. And these are my favorite ways of starting fires. And I forget where I got this fire still. It's fantastic though. I like it. It really directs the sparks in a downward position. It doesn't use too much either. Sometimes with a knife, I've just peeled off like a good chunk of it, and that's just a waste. There's no reason for that. And all I want is 1 or 2 sparks. But that's all she wrote. That's how you get your fire going. Should kick up here in a notch or 2.